That President Muhammadu Buhari and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan, All Progressive Congress National Leader Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu have all been paying tribute to a veteran journalist and politician, former Minister of Information and Culture, Prince Tony Momoh, who died yesterday at the age of 82. Momoh, who served during the military administration of President Ibrahim Babangida, died in Lagos after a brief illness. Momoh, a renowned prince, was born on April 27, 1939 in Auchi, Edo State. He was the 165th child of the King Momoh I of Auchi. May his soul rest in peace. Dr. Abati, you have some comments about Prince Tony Momoh that you know?
Yes, I knew Prince Tony Momoh, both personally and also professionally. He was a legend of our profession. He was an icon of the profession. He's, one of the biggest figures in the 20th century in Nigerian journalism. Many Nigerians, many Nigerian journalists, now and in the future, will remember Tony Momoh versus House of Representatives. They will also remember Senate versus Tony Momoh, locus classicus, in terms of the role of the media in the Nigerian environment. And he was the person in charge of that. As editor of the Daily Times, he had published stories, he had made comments, and he was challenged. He was taken to court, he was arrested, and he was asked to disclose his sources. And he said, no, a journalist cannot declare his source. And that is consistent with the position of Lord Denning in the Grenada case. And of course, that's something for which he will be remembered. He was also a major figure in the profession, in terms of the Guild of Editors, where he was a major figure, Nigerian Union of Journalists, where he was in charge of the national registration process, and he was also Minister of the Federal Republic, 1986 to 1990, under the Babangida administration. But we need to take a break. Maybe when we return, I'll have a chance to talk further about Prince Tony Momoh.
We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to the morning show, and we're still paying tribute to the great media icon, Tony Momoh, Prince Tony Momoh, who's passed at the age of 82. So, Dr. Abati, you were saying some glowing things.
Yes, I was talking about his journalism, and how he emerged as an icon, legend, veteran journalist, one of the most impactful journalists in the Nigerian journalism in the 20th century. He was editor of Daily Times, and I already referred to the legal battles that he had to fight. Tony Momoh versus House of Representatives, Senate versus Tony Momoh. Two cases which established the point about the powers, the responsibility of journalists under Section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution, and also under Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution. Now, the irony of it is that Tony Momoh, in fact, was not just a journalist. He was also a lawyer. He studied mass communication at the University of Nigeria, UNN, Nsukka. They like to refer to themselves as the Jacksonians, but to grant them that, in that department. And he had that, aura of a person who had attended the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Or sometimes the general community, they say the alliance, where some of us who went somewhere else, we challenged them. But he was a very proud lion, product of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He later went to the University of Lagos, where he read law, and he was called to the bar in 1982. So he was an ambidextrous professional in the sense that he was a lawyer. He was at the same time a journalist, and that enriched his professionalism. Later, he went into politics, and I can say confidently that he was a Buhari man. He was part of the Congress for Progressive Change. He later became chairman of the political committee of the AMPP, and in 2011, he was in the forefront of the of the AMPP. And later, when the All Progressives Congress was formed, he was also actively involved. So you can say he was a Buharist in a sense. But he was a man who believed in Nigeria and who used his journalism to advance the cause of public good. He wrote a column later in his life in the Vanguard, owned by another veteran, Sam Amuka Kpemo, who is his friend. That column was called Point of Order. And he used that column to express his ideas about all these issues, nationalism, restructuring. He was a man of very clear ideas, an intellectual in his own right. He was not afraid to speak his mind. He later became Minister of Information under the Babangida administration, 1986 to 1990. And he was known as the letter-writing minister because he wrote letters to Nigerians. Well, there were contradictions towards the end of his tenure, but he remained in the public arena. He later became chairman of the board of Nigeria Airways. He served his state, Edo State, in other capacities. This was a man who was thoroughly engaged with community, confident, talented, great intellectual. He wrote books. He spoke the truth to power. And I had the privilege of working with him once when I was made secretary of a panel investigating Miss Nigeria. I think it was a Miss Nigeria matter by PMAN, the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. And look, I was so impressed with the fact that he was an organized person. He did well. He provided leadership. But the most enduring memory was that after the meeting, we ended up in his wife's kitchen because his wife ran a restaurant. And that was when I discovered Festus Keyamo's appetite for food. Festus Keyamo likes food. Each time we went into the restaurant, whatever they brought for Festus Keyamo, I was always shocked. So we commiserate with the family, with the Momoh family of Auchi. He was 165th child out of over 245 children of his father. His father was very prolific, but he was also prolific in other ways, in politics, in journalism, in service to the community. He will be greatly missed. He was 81, and he was a great citizen. He said Nigerians should stone the Buhari administration if the administration did not deliver. Well, some people will remember that aspect of it, but I haven't seen stones flying.
Dr. Abati.
Yes.
Okay.